Hey guys, so I'm gonna say some opinions I have about this video. I hope I don't get too heated, but I probably will, so I'm just gonna skip the part where he's rambling, and if you think I'm misrepresenting the video, then you can check the video in the description. Let's just watch the video.
Para makagawa ka ng isang bakulam, kailangan ma-isolate mo muna yung isang bagay na yon. In this case, coronavirus. Okay? Sa case natin ngayon, sa buhay ng mga tao ngayon, hindi pa nila na-isolate ang coronavirus. Wala pa ni isang pharma sa buong mundo ang nakapag-isolate ng coronavirus. Even the CDC of America has admitted na hindi pala na-isolate ang virus.
Why would you trust CDC that they have not isolated the virus, but then not trust them for anything else that they say? Like, is there a reason why you'd believe this one thing but not all the other things that they say? Is it so that it lines up with your belief that the vaccine is a robot that can control your genes? Like what?
So it should be in a weakened state na kayang puksain ng katawan ng tao kasi gagawa ng immunity yung katawan mo. Kaya lang, dahil hindi pala na-isolate yung coronavirus na yan, sinasabi nila, first time in the history of mankind, gumamit sila ng synthetic gene synthesis. Alam niyo yung synthetic gene synthesis? Gumamit sila ng code. Gumamit sila ng computer code.
This is where I kind of question his intelligence, because computer code is not the same as genetic code. Genetic code is from your DNA that turns into mRNA and then gets read by your ribosome and then turns into amino acids and proteins. Computer code is binary. How do you confuse that so bad?
Gumamit sila ng nanotechnology para i-glue, pagtahi-tahiin yung isang bagay para maging bakulam. Okay?
If you guys don't know what nanotechnology means, it's literally just like working on a small scale. You know, like nano means a billionth of something, so...
At ano naman ngayon, kung nagtahi-tahi sila, kung nagawa naman nila, bakit naman hindi? Okay. Dapat kasi pag pumasok ang bakulam sa katawan mo, lalabanan siya. Gagawa ng panlaban yung katawan mo para hindi ka maapektuhan nito later on, para ma-immune ka sa coronavirus na yan. However, dahil gumamit sila ng synthetic gene synthesis, gumamit sila ng nanotechnology, anong nangyari ngayon? Pinalibutan ngayon ng code yung pinapasok sa katawan mo. Basically, parang computer, pinapasukan ka ng code. Ito ngayon mangyayari.
Just so people don't take that the wrong way, your body also makes genetic code all by itself. That's how you get your proteins and shit. So, yeah.
Dahil code ang pinasok sa'yo, ito mangyayari. Imbis na labanan ang katawan mo, matututunan niyang gumawa pa.
Problem I have with what he just said is that he's trying to perpetuate that any code will try to duplicate itself with a sentence because genetic code was injected into you. Like, just cause the thing injected into you was code doesn't mean it's gonna make you Bill Gates' slave. And like I said before, your body literally makes genetic code itself. And another thing, you're literally just describing a virus. That's what a virus does. If they really wanted these viruses inside of us, why would they make a non-mandatory injection to do so instead of just making it just spread like a normal virus? It just doesn't make sense. If the conspiracies were real, then this is a pretty dumb way of making a virus spread. And if you can make a synthetic virus, I don't think you're that stupid.
Gumawa pa ng ganong klase. Ito yung sinasabi ni Dr. Clarity. Ma-activate siya sa katawan mo. Kung mRNA yan, magiging siyang DNA.
For a guy who says he does research, how can you not know from a simple search that mRNA does not turn into DNA? That's not how it works. Stop saying these things just to scare people. This is 5th grade. I literally explained earlier.
So magpo-produce ka ngayon nung virus na yon na pinasok nila sa katawan mo. Imbis na harangin niya at patayin niya at puksain niya, yung katawan mo ngayon ang magpo-produce. Yung katawan mo ang gagawa nung sinasabi nilang coronavirus na pinasok sa katawan mo. Okay?
So what he's basically saying is if you inject the vaccine, it'll give you coronavirus? What the fuck? Like, everyone who has the vaccine will literally infect their entire household. How does this make the slightest bit of sense? Where do you get this information? Where? You know, when he talks about how vaccines work, he cites where he gets the info from, but then when he talks about his fucking anti-vax jargon, he just doesn't have any sources to back it up. It's like a little thing to keep in mind, you know?
Okay, ito application. Ito significance ito mga sinasabi ko.
It's not significant. Stop. Just stop spreading this shit. It's fucking dumb. You look fucking dumb.
Hindi lahat ng tao pare-pareho ng immune system. Let's say ako gumawa, let's say pinasukan ako ng isa. Gumawa ako ng 10. Maaaring ikaw gumawa ka ng 100. Maaaring isa gumawa ng 1,000,000. And because of that, masyadong malakas ngayon yung epekto na pinasok sa'yo na imbis na dapat mababa lang, o dapat nga halos patay lang, masyadong malakas to the point na mamamatay ka doon sa pinasok nila sa katawan mo.
So not only is he saying that the vaccine is a virus, but it also has worse side effects than COVID-19 itself. Like, I've made this point already, but if he really wanted to control people, why would they make the stronger virus be harder to obtain instead of just spreading it like, you know, a normal virus?
Kasi sana you're following, no? Kung medyo nalilito kayo, sabihin nyo lang dito, mag-comment kayo.
I think I'm less confused by why he's trying to spread than, you know, saying you're a researcher and not being a researcher. Going to Google and reading about facts that you want to hear instead of the actual facts that are, you know, facts. I think it goes for the better of your ego instead of, you know, the better of everyone's health.
Some of this, your immune system will learn to attack part of the code. Hindi man lahat ng code na yan itatanggapin niya. Hindi lahat ng code dyan iduduplicate niya. Meron pa rin siyang aatakihin dyan. Okay, isa sa mga unang niyang aatakihin, yung chromosome 8.
So they somehow made a synthetic virus that can also attack your chromosomes? Am I the only one who doesn't find this insane?
Yung chromosome 8, di ba nakakita tayo mga Down syndrome? Hindi yun chromosome 8, ibang chromosome yun.
Down syndrome is caused by abnormal cell division, not a mutated chromosome. Like, you can't even get that right. Come on now.
Pero yung chromosome 8 is responsible for intelligence, utak, saka pagbubuntis. Fertility, pagbubuntis sa mga tao, panganganak. Sinasabi ng iba na kapag napasukan ka niya, hindi ka na manganganak. Pwedeng mabaog ka na. Buti sana kung maraming anak, gusto mabaog, okay lang eh. Unfortunately, yung chromosome 8 is also important for intelligence.
Damn, have you checked yourself if you have chromosome 8? Like, come on now. That's a joke. But again, if you're saying all of this without having any credible sources to back you up, your argument is dumb. There's nothing to back up your argument. Like, your only source in the whole thing is that's why some people say that you become infertile when you get injected by the vaccine. Like, what? That's not a source.
Kung tatamaan niya ang intelligence ko, maaring gamitin nila yan para maging submissive ako sa kanila. Para sunod ako ng sunod, para akong tupa na sunod sa sinasabi nila.
Well, you're actually doing that right now, but you know the people are following you are already dumb, so you know.
Kasi nga, atakin niya yung intelligence ko eh. Maaring bumaba yung intelligence ng mga tao. To the point na oo lang tayo, ay oo, kasi sabi ng government, totoo yan. O sige, oo lang tayo ng oo. Possible, di ba? Kasi na-attack niya yung chromosome 8 natin.
Being skeptical of the government, I don't really have a problem with. But being skeptical of the government and making conspiracies that don't make a lick of sense to fearmonger is not the same thing. Also, being dumb doesn't make the government control you automatically. Hell, you're dumb as fuck and you're against the government. Being dumb just makes you more closed-minded and ignorant, which is ironically better for people like you who try to make an argument that makes sense if you don't think about it for at least 2 seconds. And all the dumb people who can't research a thing for 1 second just gobble it all up. And now that I think about it, this just reminds me that this whole video is just a perfect example of the Dunning-Kruger effect. But you're just a 15-year-old and you're going toe-to-toe with a doctor like you know everything. Doesn't that make you an example of the Dunning-Kruger effect? The thing is, I'm not admitting that I'm an expert on anything at all. I love science and all, but like, I literally fell asleep when Sir was teaching about how to solve for how long it'll take if you take the diagonal trajectory of a square in grade 7. Like, I'm just showing that all of this work by a self-proclaimed researcher can be discredited by a 15-year-old that's probably the dumbest in their class.
Pangalawa nga, there's a protein called syncytin, no? Syncytin is tatamaan nun yung womb, yung bahay bata ng mga babae.
Let me correct him here. Syncytin is a protein used in your womb. It does not attack your womb. I'm pretty sure he meant what I said, but you know, that actually takes actual research to do so.
So, like I said, it's important for fertility. Pag inattack yun ng katawan mo, na hindi naman dapat, hindi ka na manganganak.
What? How the fuck does a virus attack a protein? That's not how it... What?
Pag inattack yun ng katawan mo, hindi ka na manganganak.
And again, no sources. Like, literally the simplest explanation is given against this. The vaccine actually makes antibodies, and those antibodies actually kill the vaccine itself, instead of staying inside your genome and making you a fucking alien. And so, you know, people say, won't the antibodies confuse the vaccine for syncytin? The thing is, the vaccine and syncytin are two different things. Their amino acid sequence are not the same. So, and this is something that people worry about, and this guy just fucking blows it out of proportion. And if you don't believe me, I got sources there. There's literally a whole research paper on it. And one guy literally came up with his hypothesis himself, tested it out, and found that it wasn't likely to happen at all. So,
Actually, one part of this vaccine is HIV. May HIV particle itong mga vaccine na to. Like yung Pfizer, may HIV may HIV particle siya.
I'm just gonna correct him real quick. The vaccine does not have HIV particles. He's probably talking about something that I read off some websites saying ineffective HIV vaccines and COVID vaccines found on the same platform called 85, and scientists found out that the groups using 85 in their experiment had a 5% chance in increasing in risk of HIV compared to the other placebo group. But it also says here that there's still no concrete evidence to prove that. And this source and all the other sources talking about this are really outdated. So much for being a researcher.